2 centuries. But the lessons and message of Chanuka are ever present today as they were to the Maccabees 2,200 years ago. With all that's going on in the world today, we certainly have to re-evaluate our focus on freedom, our appreciation for democracy, etc. By divine providence, every week we read another section of the Bible. And Chanuka providentially falls out in the time that we read about dreams. We read about the dreams of Joseph in the Technicolor coat, and the dreams of Pharaoh, of ancient Egypt. And our sages point out, each one of them had 2 dreams. And each of those 2 dreams involved what seemed to be impossible. In Joseph's dreams, the many and the mighty bowed down to the few. It was the sun, the moon, the stars. They all bowed down to Joseph. In his second dream with the sheaves, he had the 11 sheaves which surrounded his sheaf and bowed down to him. And likewise in Pharaoh's dreams, he had the 7 sated cows which were swallowed up by the thin cows, and the 7 robust ears of corn which were swallowed up by the 7 withered ears of corn. And our sages point out a very interesting point. And this relates to the idea of Chanuka. The story of Chanuka is the story of the mighty falling into the hands of the weak, of the many falling into the hands of the few. When we take a look at the world around us, it seems very, very dark. And oftentimes we ask ourselves, where are we going to take the strength to overcome the darkness? And that's where Chanuka comes in. For 2,200 years, Chanuka was, is, and remains a Jewish holiday. But the message is so universal. And I think now that ever before, more than ever before, we can appreciate the universality of the message of Chanuka. The idea of appreciation, of freedom of religion, of tolerance, is something that really hits home to all of humanity. Here in Canada, when we stand up and we sing the national anthem, we say, God, keep our land glorious and free. It's not an easy thing to keep a land glorious and free. But what it necessitates is each and every one of us, even if we're not in uniform, even if we're not overseas, to add in a little bit of goodness and kindness. And that is why tonight, the start of Chanuka, when menorahs are being lit around the world by the Eiffel Tower, in France, by the White House in the US, and Parliament Hill here in Canada, we're all beginning with one little candle. We're not going to light 8 candles in one night. We're going to light 1 candle tomorrow, a second one, and a third one, on and on and on, until we finally grow to 8. And this is the message to tyrants. This is the message to terrorism. Each and every one of us has a role to play. Because ultimately, God does not want his world to be destroyed. Ultimately, God wants that Canada and the world should be glorious and free for all of mankind. And if I dare say, I want to wish in closing that this year, O Chanuka, we stand on guard for thee. I want to take this opportunity once again to express my sincere appreciation to their honors for joining us this evening. They have a very tight schedule. Her Honor has had a program before, has a program afterwards, and managed to squeeze us in. And we greatly, greatly appreciate it. I want to thank the MLAs, and I want to thank the Member of Parliament and the Minister for coming out tonight. And of course, for the beautiful, beautiful entertainment we had here tonight with Talmud Torah, Paul Pollution, Bert Tomelo, and Rabbi Cantor Glatt. And last but not not least, I want to thank each and every one of us, even each and every one of you, for joining us tonight in bringing more light here to Edmonton. And as Herschel, our dear Herschel said, please God, yes, we are looking forward to spreading light to the entry point of freedom, which is the Edmonton International Airport. Tomorrow night, we're going to be lighting the menorah at 7 o'clock there for the very first time. We have 2 menorahs, one by departures and one by arrivals, where there's a good chance, I'm told, that many refugees will be coming tomorrow night. And what a great way to celebrate than to welcome them to Canada, to, if I come from the States, so pardon me, the land of the free and the home of the brave, and that extends to Canada as well. Thank you all very much, and have a Chag Sameach. Please come and join us